Healthy Harrison and the Harrison County Commission are dedicated to transforming the narrative surrounding the opioid epidemic in West Virginia. While our state leads the nation in opioid-related deaths, this does not define us. We are a community rooted in values of family, friendship, and support.
We strive to be strong and healthy for ourselves, our loved ones, and our communities. West Virginia is home to countless inspiring stories of recovery, and our mission is to amplify these stories of resilience and transformation.
The following interview is intended to highlight the strengths and determinations of individuals who have overcome the challenges of addiction. We invite you to share this message with your friends, family, and contacts. Together, we can create a stronger West Virginia, one story at a time.
My name's Ben Randolph.
I'm Christa. I'm a physical therapist at Bridgeport Physical Therapy. Ben and I have been married. It'll be 20 years this July, but a total of 27 together. We were high school sweethearts, and we've been navigating this journey together for quite some time now.
I've been in recovery it'll be 10 years. I'm here today, Christa and I, to share our story and what God has done in our lives through recovery. It's not an easy journey. It's not a linear path. It's not a straight path. We've been blessed with this opportunity to share our story, and so we're happy to do that. I have two amazing parents, loved me very much, brought me up as any child would want to be brought up. They provided for me very well. We were church-going family. We understood what it meant to have a relationship with our Lord. So it was really a good upbringing in my life. From my eyes and my perspective, my high school was kind of the prototypical high school. I enjoyed hanging with my friends. I probably spent a lot more time away from my home than I did in my home. We experimented with different things. It begins, you think, harmlessly and sneaking cigarettes or doing things like that. That evolved over time to drinking and smoking marijuana, and that kind of progressed through college. You know, I put a lot of emphasis on being liked and wanting to have that social presence when I came into a room. And for me, you know, substances kind of gave me comfort to be that social person that I wanted to be.
Ben was always really well liked. He was a smart kid, funny, handsome. I was blown away, and I kind of thought, well, it's definitely not him. He doesn't fit the mold of addiction, right? It just seemed lighthearted and not dangerous. And I think that if we could teach kids that it's a slippery slope, there's a reason you're not supposed to be drinking in high school. And Ben was the least person that I would consider to have a problem, because it just seemed normal. In
2003, I had a kidney surgery at the Cleveland Clinic, and that began a long 12-year on and off again relationship with painkillers. I felt that if it was a pharmaceutical thing, it was supposed to be used, and it made me feel as good as it did that it was okay. The scariest thing was towards the end. I remember, you know, stopping and how sick I felt. This is the absolute worst feeling. You can't stand yourself, you can't sleep, the insomnia is unbearable. And so it was just incredibly hard to stop using.
We didn't think that it could happen to us.
I didn't think addiction applied to me until it did. Of course, we've all since learned that addiction touches you no matter who you are or where you're from.
I think that was the hardest part, and that was the recovery I had to work on the most, is that I was completely blindsided by what was going on behind closed doors.
It was probably towards the end in 2013, 2014 that I realized I was in some serious trouble, where I had tried to stop several times and simply couldn't, not under my own power at least. And so I started buying outside of pharmaceutical chains. I started buying on the street. I shielded her from all of that activity. You know, I controlled the finances. And so I started, taking from the people and places I cared about a lot. Addiction makes you do things that you will regret forever. On top of not feeling well and feeling pretty bad about yourself, you don't understand how you got to where you are, and then you're doing these things just to stay well. It really is a recipe for disaster.
And I think addiction needs to be defined as illness. They are not well. So you can't base the actions of people in active addiction as who they are because they're not well.
Around 2015, I was placed on administrative leave from a place that I worked, and that was rock bottom. Being sent home, I was ashamed of what I had done and who I had become. Sitting there, in my house, wondering what my future was going to be like, wondering how I would navigate it. That was rock bottom for me.
I was fortunate enough to be able to go into a non-emotional place, and it was just, we have to get things done. We met with a really wonderful man, Lou Ortenzio, and we sat on his couch at the mission, and I will vividly remember that day. And he was wonderful to give us great counsel. And I remember sitting on that couch and just asking, Lou, is there any hope for us? And he said, you sitting together on that couch is hope enough.
I got some really important advice from lots of people, and I had lots of amazing people really step up and encourage me, and encourage us in our marriage, but also encourage me in recovery. God has given me and Christa a course correction. And on that new course, there's amazing friends, there's amazing people, there's amazing restoration. I look at my wife and realize how strong she was in that process, how incredible she was. But now I can look back on each of those experiences and each of those joys or each of those valleys that we found ourselves in. We're all part of this incredible tapestry of what God has done in our life today. One of the groups, that really empowered me and gave me great encouragement was Celebrate Recovery. I found a lot of strength in the tools of Celebrate Recovery, so much so that I opened a Celebrate Recovery at our church. There's always hope. If you let your guard down and allow yourself to surrender, a spark of hope is born at that time.